Shut up and sit down.
I'm Alex of All Trades, and this is the Gamey review for Marvel Strike Force. Strike Force is a turn-based hero-villain collector using teams of 5. Characters come in both named characters players will recognize from the comic books and minion characters. Characters are unlocked and advanced with shards. They are also advanced with training from training modules. Red Star promotions will make characters stronger overall. Each character has 6 gear slots that require specific gear. Once all 6 gear slots are filled, characters unlock a new tier, which can unlock a new ability. Named characters have 4 abilities, and minion characters have 3. Abilities are advanced with ability orbs. There are 8 modes of play. The first is campaigns, wherein players can collect hero shards for specific characters, XP, gold, gear items, and ability orbs. There are 5 campaign modes with 27 chapters and individual battles within the chapters, but only a select few have character shards. Blitz allows players limited entries with each character to battle other players to get Blitz credits and reach reward milestones that give Blitz Orb fragments, Blitz credits, gold, raid health packs, and character shards. Events are dev-directed special opportunities to earn character shards with limited time windows. Arena is another mode in which a player battles other players for arena credits. Challenges are rotating opportunities to earn various items such as training modules, ability orbs, gold, etc. If a player is part of an alliance, there are 2 alliance modes to play: War and Raids. War matches take place on alliance leader chosen days. 2 alliances are matched against each other to take down the other alliance's helicarrier. Wins and the player with the most wins will earn the player war credits. Alliance raids are opened by alliance leaders as keys are collected. Keys are generated from players within the alliance playing the campaign. Alliance raids give raid credits, ability orbs, specialty gear orb fragments. The Dark Dimension is for higher level players and give rewards per completion. This is also where players can find Ultron. There are 5 different store sections: Main, Blitz, Raid, Arena, and War. Credits for each of them is earned in-game through play, including the premium currency, Power Cores. There is no set amount of Power Cores a player can earn per day, as playing and winning increase the amount of Power Cores earned. The gold currency is earned very quickly, but is mostly used for increasing character stats. Each mode of play uses different types of energy, which earn at different rates. Every mode of play has autoplay and speed up to 3 times normal, but every time a player launches the game, these things have to be turned on. There is no global game setting to always have these on. Campaigns and challenges have auto-collect for previously 3-starred battles. There is no auto-collect token to use this. The main form of energy, campaign energy, is earned at a rate of 1 every 5 minutes. Daily objectives gives a free amount of campaign energy 3, possibly 4 times a day. I wouldn't know for certain. I'm asleep at the other time it might hit. Anyway, progress in Strike Force, like many other mobile games, requires you to play every day and play a little bit of everything. Characters can unlock very quickly or very slowly, based on what part of the game the orbs for them are available in. Players have a chance to unlock nearly every character without paying for it, but money could speed this along, but I don't really suggest going that route. As of recording this, there are 98 characters available, a decent amount for how long the game has been out, a little over a year, giving them a character release rate of about 8 per month, but that rate is probably going to drop off over time. However, since I started playing, I've seen probably about 24 of them launch. As young as the game is, I think it is pretty content rich, but could definitely do with more characters, more modes of play, and more ways to advance characters. Player level max is 70 with a max of 120 energy, which seems to be pretty standard. Strike Force has offers in the store which are expensive. $49.99 for a pack of non-selectable player shards, $9.99 for energy, $34.99 on gold, which is nearly useless in the game. I mean, the list goes on and on. You can buy power cores too, but I question why you would spend any money in Strike Force at all. No character is truly premium, and no pack is truly worth the hefty dollar amounts. To me anyway. Those two probably are related. If it was actually harder to get characters, then then some of them would be worth more. But Foxnet makes it easier over time to get nearly every character. Eventually, many of them start showing up in the supplies for power cores or in the Blitz as ranking rewards. And then they start showing up elsewhere. The only ones that are truly hard to get are only up on offer through events with very restrictive settings, and typically through paid packs during those events, or found in the Dark Dimension, which is more of an endgame mode. But is some Magneto shards really worth something like $45? I don't think so. I'm not sure how they are making any money except by landing whales, because people without gambling problems can see that the gambling isn't worth the payoff, when we can just wait the game out and progress our roster to win in the Dark Dimension, by playing the game. Open the game, wait forever for it to load, close an ad, close a second ad, open daily objectives, close an ad, go to the roster, close an ad, go to the home screen, close an ad, go to supplies, close an ad, go back to the home screen, close an ad, go to campaigns, close an ad, close an ad, close an ad, close an ad. Are you getting my point? This game is ad heavy. They are all internal ads, but still, it's incredibly annoying. My guess is this constant bombardment is how they make money. Maybe they can use that money to make the game more stable, because in its current state, I end up with some weird glitches. Items not collecting, game freezing, matches being incompletable because it's no one's turn and no way out of the match except to close the game. And oh, that used up energy or one of my entries. Hooray! The character models are disturbing. Everyone seems a bit thick. While, hey, I appreciate women with thighs and hips, I question why Captain America is nearly a replica of his large-breasted comic book counterpart, or why Thor's arms look like tumors, or why Loki is trying to break his own back, or why Doctor Strange's hands are the size of catcher's mitts. At the same time, none of the men seem to have junk, which makes even less sense when Star-Lord and Deadpool like to wiggle their nothing in front of people. Oh, and Captain Marvel's breasts are a bit much. Cloth doesn't really work like that. Minerva is missing some ribs, and Rescue is so thin that she might as well be a robot instead of a woman inside power armor. Someone please draw me a picture of this Pepper Potts without her armor. What kind of freakish hell monster will that be? My point is, the character models could use a little work. They are cartoonish, but not a single Marvel cartoon anyone's seen before. They are all rather uncanny valley. Speaking of uncanny, often on victory screens, a robot or machine of some kind will try to photobomb the shot. It's weird. Not really sure that's actually an issue. There is no inventory in Strike Force, meaning you can have supposedly an infinite number of the same item, or something like 475 advanced basic catalyst parts, just moldering away in the code, doing nothing. I see a long-term issue with this, as their servers end up trying to hold too much data, because if millions of players end up with millions of items saved in their accounts, that data will start to stack up. At some point, it will start to bog the system down. Maybe that's where the stability issues with collecting items is coming from right now. I like not having to constantly worry about selling things, but at the same time, it means I'm getting a lot of useless rewards when I play. I need a bunch of strike tactics manuals, but hardly ever get them. I have no way of trading or converting the hundreds, if not thousands, of extra gear pieces I don't need into gear pieces I do need. Stupid. And this, sending me at least 5 in-game emails a day, is stupid. Also, they put way too much text in most of them. Bullet points of the most basic information is better. We're here to play. If I want to read, I can open a book, which I do quite often. Thank you very much. Characters need more abilities. I want to see more skills. Skills that can be swapped out for other skills, maybe, if they want to limit what the characters can do in battles. But this whole 3 to 2 actives with 1 passive thing gets stale fast. I am so annoyed with the fact that every time I load the game up and go into a match, I have to turn up the speed. There is no way to do this in a global game setting, as in a default, the game just reloads to normal speed matches every time. It's frustrating. The game is young, so I hope they mess with these things in the next year. The alliance shuffle is pretty fast in this game. I believe because the game is newer and we've got people checking Strike Force out, joining an alliance, and then no longer playing. Lord knows knows my alliance isn't all that active, so ask me for an invite. We're called Champions, and I'm Alex of all trades. But you better fucking play every day if you join campaigns, raids, and war, damn it, and donate. It's turn-based. I know some of you are probably thinking, that's not a good thing, but you know what? To me it is. I love turn-based games. These are few and far between these days, and I don't always want to play only Japanese games, okay? One of my favorite games of all time is Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, and Strike Force hits that turn-based spot pretty well. Better than Darkest Dungeon does, just because while fucking amazing and cool on so many levels, there's only so much Darkest Dungeon I can take before I have a mental breakdown. I love it, but it's like watching Black Mirror. Best in small doses, then you take a break until your psyche repairs itself. So it's nice to know that Strike Force is there for some turn-based gameplay that isn't going to make me want to smash my head into my desk repeatedly.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Really got hurt. You gonna die? Some matches have a timer, which is helpful in making me actually take the time to sit down and play those matches. The game has autoplay, which has to be turned on for each individual match, but I've never turned it on. I enjoy turn-based games way too much to turn it on. I do turn on the speed up every time because I just prefer the matches to go faster. It's like, I've already seen these animations, and I don't need to see them in normal time every single time they proc. It also has auto-collect for matches that a player has 3-starred, and that's handy for just ranking characters. The only other limits on autocollect are the same limits for actually playing those matches, which is limited entries and energy cost. There are no collect tokens like other games, which I consider a plus because we already have to unlock autoplay for a match. Don't give us extra limits. That's something I didn't mention about the repeat and future fight, but you have to have clear tickets to repeat matches. Marvel Strike Force's story dialogue is often funny. They obviously like poking fun at the movies and the comic books, and it's worth actually reading the dialogue tags. They tend to be grammatically sound as well, and do a good job of depicting the characters. If you love turn-based games and hero collectors but don't have a gambling problem, then I suggest this game. There isn't much more to suggest Strike Force at this time. There's just not enough content at this point in the game's life. I hope that changes, and it looks like it could because they are often adding to the game, but I seriously doubt that most mobile hero collection games are going to reach the level of game content that Future Fight has, mostly because I think a lot of these games are complacent with a limited amount of content, only a few ways to play. I'm not sure why, because the more modes of play a game adds over its existence, the more player retention they end up with. Seems worth it to me. Why should all that profit go straight to your investors? Why not use it to keep the game viable as a service? Now, before you freak out at those words, understand that I don't believe that microtransactions have any place in games you buy to play. Many of these mobile games are free to play. There is no upfront purchase price, and I believe they have a right to make money off the product in other ways. Those of us who don't put any money into Strike Force are not a drain on the game, because without a lot of players, games like this fail hard. But if the money squeeze is so hard that it shoves non-purchasing players out of the game, then the game may last a few years, but I doubt it will pay long term. It takes a lot of capital to launch a game versus maintain a game, typically anyway. So I don't see why a game wouldn't want to keep both paying players and non-paying players happy in the long run. If Strike Force doesn't expand on its options for play, not purchase, I do not believe it has a years and years lifespan, even despite being one of the few turn-based, non-Japanese styled games available for mobile. I am going to try Raid Shadow Legends for this series, and who knows, maybe I'll like it more than Strike Force. To be honest, that wouldn't be that hard. I'm trying to give Strike Force the benefit of the doubt, hoping that they'll add more content over time, but I have seen free-to-play mobile games with this much content with more time under their lifespan, so I don't know. It really depends on Foxnet's plans for the game. It may be able to eke by with what it has, given the IP and niche gameplay, but I don't know that eking will be enough to keep it supportable long term. It has also gotten some bad bad publicity for its monetization practices, and I've seen players in chat mention getting refunds from Apple for purchases made in-game due to the unclear terms of some purchase packages. Right now, I can only suggest Strike Force casually. It's not absolutely lovable or hateable. It's currently a thumbs sideways. If you decide to go with another game, I wouldn't blame you. If you want to support Strike Force to see if they will increase gameplay options in the future, then I suggest meeting the daily objectives every day. Otherwise, it's just passable. Strike Force, it's a game. This was Gamey Review, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe, click that bell, visit my blog at empatheticwriter.wordpress.com, and follow me on Patreon for exclusive content and a shout out on a video. Merch, 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 merch. Yeah. Check out my new shop at cafepress.com/AlexofAllTrades for all kinds of products with my face on them.